Oh, for the love of God, it's not an issue. Yeah, there's one other person hitting it, but there's just enough points so that the two people hitting it, even if they both win, we're going to get our points. Can we get, like, a change on this? SG, please. But anyway, the actual fight. So, here in this entirety of this Guild War, yeah, it's more of a Roana kind of video because I'm trying out my new counter set, which, surprise, surprise, I honestly don't think counter really procs once in this entire video. I don't think it does, but hey, we also have some nice juicy ER on it. So yeah, I wanted to go ahead and give this a real try, because before what I was using was the free-to-play HP set. And the biggest real difference that I'm seeing is I think I lost a little bit of defense, but I also lost like 300 HP, I think. It was something along those lines. No, actually, I think it was like 3,000. I think I lost 3,000 HP. And ultimately, what that really means is, I think on whenever Vigilant Eye procs, I gain back... I don't know, we'll see it whenever we actually see an opportunity that we see it, but I ultimately lose like 200 HP per like proc. And honestly, feels like it's a pretty worthwhile change. And yeah, I lost a little bit of speed too, so like, whatever. But hey, the actual fight itself. What else was I testing? Because it seems like a lot of the data miners kind of stopped playing Epic 7, kind of worried. I really hope that doesn't bode to anything bad in the future. But what I was wanting to test was, I wanted to see, like, the actual defensive capabilities of Shadow Knight Pyllis against, like, a really, really decked-out Adin. And I don't... honestly, you never know what you're going into. This was a Sword of Cycling Seasons Adin, so this is probably the best test that I could really do. But you'll see throughout the entire fight, I was having an issue kind of just sticking to a plan. I didn't know if I should keep going on the Adin or if I should swap over to Mercedes, but honestly, I'm kind of leaning more towards Adin is the actual threat. And the reason I say that is because Adin is obscenely squishy, especially to stuff like the Rocket Punch stuff that I'm doing with Shadow Knight Pyllis. So, like, 2 or so hits, and she's dead. Like, that's how fast you can really kill an Adin. Especially after you've been hit just a few times, because your defense is just so jacked up, you will absolutely murder her. But, I guess, like, I was just scared throughout some of the fight, and I kept, like, switching back and forth, going to Mercedes and then going back to Adin, when in all honesty, you don't really need to do that. Pick a plan, stick to it, and then follow through. Because if you do the stuff that I did here, you have a very, very good chance of getting yourself killed. Case in point, I had one moment where I got a pretty lucky provoke on Adin, and I'm pretty damn positive that if I didn't get that provoke, I'm pretty sure my Pyllis would have died. Because I think that, I can't remember, but I think the Adin had attack buff, and I think her S3 was ready. And I'm pretty sure I would have died. But either way, that was that fight, and that's all I was really testing. So, like, hey, Phase 2. Hey, I see a Summertime Iseria ran. I refuse to fight that. I did this in, like, one of my last videos, and I'm gonna do the same thing. I refuse to fight that fight. I'm not playing that bullshit. I'm just not doing it. So if you have that there, I'm going to use Celine, and I'm going to kill her. And the only other way that you could probably try to do your Summertime Iseria shenanigans is if you had, like, say, Senya on the team or something like that. And if you do that, well, then I'm just gonna fight you with Ed. Like, that's kind of like my go-to. I really refuse to fight that kind of bullshit debuff battle. I'm not doing it. But, yeah, and also, I'm just like, my inner, like, super hipster vibes are coming through. Everybody's kind of forsaken Fallen CC. You don't see her in pretty much anything anymore. So, hey, naturally, instead of using, like, a very, very easy Unbound Knight Arowell or anything like that, or really literally anything with Aureus, because the whole point of why she's there is to just protect Spirit Eye just a little bit in case the Ran was insane. That's it. And yeah, looky there, the fight's pretty much over. So, yeah, Celine was there to kill Summertime, and also just to do a little bit of damage. Kill the Ran whenever I pleased. Spirit Eye Celine's there to tank absolutely everything that the A Ravi does, and the Fallen CC is just there for the extra damage mitigation on the Ran's opening turn. Fuck Ran. I hate everything about him. Why did Zahhak have to be the one to die? Yeah, I still haven't watched and read like any of episode 4. So, not very often I see a Faithless Lidica on defense, and honestly, it's an extremely easy thing to counter. All you need is some dark unit that like has either a generating immunity or just high ER or something like that, and then she'll always go into it, and hey, looky there, you did fuck all. Yeah, you gave a skill null, but ultimately, even when this provokes my Alencia, which it will, see, all I have to do is just let the turn play out, and that Belian is dead. Also, that Belian's not on injury. So, like, if I really wanted to, I could have thrown Roana on this team. But, of course, with Belian, that's just pretty much the game that you have to play. It's a matter of, hey, what are we fighting? Who knows? Isn't this fun? But either way, now that Belian's gone, the Faithless Lidica is just some kind of support effectiveness unit. That's all she's there for. She just gives skill null and does resets. But in all honesty, because of the way the AI works, she'll always do S2 first. And with Inferno Khawazu there, he's pretty much a perfect counter, because she'll always go into him. And if she does the S2 first, well, hell, that just gives me immunity. So I can just not care. And one thing I could have done, I didn't need to do that S3. I could have actually just waited for the Faithless Lidica to do the S2 again, and then that would have given, Inferno Khawazu vigor. But you know what? It really doesn't matter, because we're running Injury. Injury is the absolute bane of Apocalypse Ravi's existence, and SG still refuses to give us any kind of like answer to Injury. I can't remember when the hell Injury came out, but I want to say it's been years. I mean, I could be right, could be wrong. Don't really care. It's been around. New stuff comes out, adapt to it. So, okay, that's pretty much it. And that's the end of this fight. So, you ready to see Arunka do some actual cool shit? Hey, look, 15%! That means that she doesn't have attack down. How much damage do we do? Ultimately, 18k. So that's not bad, because I'm more than willing to bet you that that is a thick shoe. It feels like it was thick. She doesn't get her turn, but I'm assuming she was like, what, 22, 23, 24k? Somewhere in that range of HP, which is pretty good. So she probably did damage, more than likely. But hey, we've already killed the one real threat, so now all we have to do is really just play out the match. So, the reason why we have the setup the way it is, Shadow Knight Pyllis is there, basically just to nerf all the damage that the Senya does going in. The Roana is there to heal, and the Arunka is there to just say, hey, I don't believe in crit damage, I'll just do damage. And pretty much, because of that, yeah, the whole fight's over. You just gotta play it out. Oh boy. Fun Roana video, huh? She's really done almost nothing. Which is funny. I mean, like, we haven't really had any good opportunities to really go into anything crazy, which is kind of sad, because I saw on one of the big towers that were on the GuildWar today, there was a K-Ron there. And I was actually really excited to go into that sucker, because it seemed like a really, really good test. But, lo and behold, oh hey, somebody has already entered the battle. Alright, fine. Let you have your fun, go for it. But, either way, I guess I'll take these small towers, that's fine. I love Wednesdays, always come to the party late. But yeah, there's really ultimately nothing super interesting happening. It's just a matter of like, oh hey cool, I can't get my turn on Arunka because provoke just keeps happening. So the goal is, hey, try to do as much damage as you can to the Senya just so we can get this stuff moving. And ultimately, we get another opportunity to showcase some more Arunka damage. It's actually about to happen because, oh hey, looky there. Conqueror Lilias has a nice big fat barrier. I wonder what's going to happen. So, what do y'all want to guess on the damage on this one? So, 17 before Uberus, so that was probably going to be like 20, maybe even 21k. So yeah, that's not bad. Like I said, like Arunka is actually like mad fun to use. It's just, good lord, the inconsistency on her damage is really frustrating. And something that, like, if you just add some consistency to her character, mad good unit. So, here's something that's usually pretty standard that I do. Hey look, it's Conqueror Lilias. Okay, I'll just fight that with Shinji. Hey look, there's Apocalypse Ravi. I'll tank that with Sylvan. And, oh hey look, it's Violet. I'll kill that with Zahhak. Easy peasy. These are pretty much almost all one-shots. So yeah, we go into Violet. Yeah, he has defense buff, but like, yo, I ain't met a Violet yet that's survived a Zahhak S3. And then here comes Sylvan Sage, just pretty much to do this attack right here to make my Zahhak even stronger, because, oh, looky here. Oh, well, I guess they have to get their turns first. So, hey, Apocalypse Ravi goes into Sylvan Sage, does fuck all. Conqueror Lilias goes into Shinji, does fuck all. And then we try to see if we can kill Conqueror Lilias. We don't. We're off by, like, just a hair. And then I decide to Soul Burn to go into the Ravi just to see what I'm dealing with. And I one-tap it. Was not expecting that in the slightest. And now, here is another test. This is a test to see just how well I can kind of do using Unbound Knight Arowell as like the damage mitigator, using Shadow Knight Pyllis as the damage dealer, and using Roana as just the general healer. The goal here is to see, hey, what is the kind of damage threshold of the Savior Adin? Because like I said at the beginning of this video, there's no... Like, a lot of the data miners seem to, like, have kind of quit. Thankfully, a lot of, like, the art asset data miners are still going at it. That's how I get, like, a lot of my assets. So, thank God for that. But, yeah, the, I don't know where a new updated damage calculator is, so I can't, like, do any actual theorizing on Savior Adin's damage to see, like, what the real threshold is for Shadow Knight Pyllis when it comes to tanking. So, if you ever wanted to play super safe, you could, in all honesty, do this if you just, like, made your Pyllis super thick, if you didn't have, Rocket Punch, because, hey, limited artifact. Go fuck yourself. So, if you wanted to, you could do, like, just a super thick Shadow Knight Pyllis, and then you could try to build her like Fighter Maya. I kind of don't recommend that, because if you were going to do something Fighter Maya related, I'd probably just build Fighter Maya instead. But hey, it all kind of works out. And like I said, this was all really just a test to see like what kind of punishment I could really take from Adin's, because I kind of feel like some Adin defenses are going to start becoming meta. I feel like the Lewis and Yeshu stuff might be coming to an end soon. It feels like a lot of people are probably utilizing ML Bologna, and then my own strategy of like my ER team against any of the Shadow Knight stuff. And Senya Choux, I definitely don't feel even remotely scared of anymore. But then when you throw Adin into the mix, then it's a matter of, okay, so what's the big thing that counters all three of those units? Basically, it's Zahhak. But if you have a Zahhak that is built with 100% crit, which mine isn't, and I quite frankly don't plan to anytime soon. So I feel like this current like super popular, super meta team might be coming to an end, but at the same time, nah, I mean, I still see Choux do a lot of dumb shit. So Choux very well still could be a thing for quite a while. Senya is just really popular because if you don't have like a cleanse or ER answer to her, she can just straight up farm your team because of just how her reflect damage kind of mechanic works. And that's really what makes her scary. Because like I showed before in my ML Bologna video, if you don't have any kind of cleanse or ER, ML Bologna actually has a hard time going into Senya. Because if she gets hit with blind as well as provoke, you might end up killing yourself, which is a really, really, really bad thing. I hope I wouldn't need to fucking explain that to you. But anyway, yeah, so I don't know what's all going to be coming down the pike. I don't know if we're going to be getting any new units anytime soon. I don't know. A lot of people feel like some stuff may be coming because we're in the middle of like a little bit of a content drought. Yeah, we got a new side story with that whole like Ahmed and Rand thing. I don't really care. I didn't care for episode 4 at all, really. Ahmed's not really my kind of character, and Rand just kind of pisses me off because just from a PvP perspective. So, I don't know, man. That's just kind of the way it is. But yay. Here's the end of this fight. I'm totally rambling because I really have nothing to talk about. Because, yeah, this was meant to be like a Roana kind of showcase, and Roana really did nothing. She just did her, like, normal stuff. So, yeah, the ER really was kind of helpful. It just wasn't helpful here because I wasn't fighting too many Luas. I wasn't fighting too many heavy debuffers. But, yeah, it all worked out. It was good. So, yeah. Here's all my group, and I hope you guys had a wonderful Wednesday. My Wednesdays are usually terrible, but hey, I hope you had a good one. One thing in particular, there's not going to be any video on Friday. I'm still going to do my GuildWar, of course, like usual, but yeah, I'm going to be out of town. So I'm not going to be around for Friday. I'll try to see if I can have all the stuff archived and ready to go for like Sunday or something. Sunday or later. It depends on like the actual state of the GuildWar. And yeah, I'm hoping that it's a good time. I'd like to try and use Roana again into something like where she actually really does more stuff. Like the Roana stuff here in this video, it wasn't really like super special. It was really kind of standard. It's just like, oh hey, I use you as like the band-aid or just like the trampoline pretty much to like, or the safety net. Why the hell didn't I just say that? But yeah, I just use Roana mainly as a safety net for like any and all like counter-related shenanigans. And right here, you're about to see her. So basically, yeah, she's on a counter and resist set. She's really close to how she used to be. So like, yeah, the same kind of bulk is still there. She's a little bit slower, but like, yeah, the biggest difference is that big, huge chunk of ER that she has now. It's not perfect. Perfect is usually like what, over 200. But hey, I'm pretty happy with it. And I've had quite a bit of success in the arena, too. I had a lot of fun with her. But, hey, here's hoping the next GuildWar I'll be able to use Roana to a much better extent. But, hey, I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please leave a like. If you want to see more of my content, please go ahead and hit subscribe. I hope to hear or see from you guys soon. Have a good one. Later.